Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well.
Good morning.
We'll kick off with the usual live section, and we'll do a little bit for 10:30 tonight. If the cameras are ready at the back, we shall kick off. We'll kick off. I'll look to Alex on the BBC to kick off.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Can we get a fitness update, please?
Well, no big news. Obviously, we have a training session this afternoon. We have to review a few players, but overall, especially returning, nothing to give back.
And a first Champions League game of this campaign at home. How important is that moment?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. This is the kind of nights that we want to experience, we want to have against an unbelievable opponent, and we're just ready for it.
And so far this season, you've had to show so many different types of mentality. 10 men at Manchester City, losing the lead at the weekend and going right to the final whistle to win. How pleased have you been with what the mentality that the team has shown so far?
Yeah, as you said, a very different one. You know, we end up having to play a very different game in the second half against City, and at the end losing 2 points in the last minute. We did completely the opposite, playing a low block like we did against them, and with different challenging, but watching the game back, the amount of things that we generated, so pleased with the team.
Gail from Sky.
Can I just clarify some of those injuries? Ben White didn't play on the weekend. Is there a chance he can make it tomorrow night? And also, there are unconfirmed reports about Mikel Calafiori leaving the game in tears after a problem with his knee. Can you sort of dispel those myths or otherwise?
Yeah, those are the two players that are in contention, and we have to review today.
But the Calafiori is not a serious injury.
But no, we didn't do any training session yesterday. Obviously, it was a bit emotional after the game, and let's see how it is today.
Okay. And for you, PSG was your first professional club. I wonder, you've spoken a little bit about what it did for you. How has it shaped you into the manager that you are, the manager that will step out at the Emirates tomorrow night?
Well, it was my first professional experience, as you said. It was an unbelievable time that I spent there. I loved every minute of it. I will always be grateful to the club, to Luis Fernandez, because he was the one that believed in me when I was 17, 18 years old, and I played professional football. And from there, yeah, it was a platform to share an experience in a club of that size, in a city that is probably the most beautiful one in Europe. An experience that stay forever, with teammates that helped me and shape, as you mentioned, who I wanted to be as a player, and then as well, I think, igniting something in me to become a manager in the future. And there were some very important individuals in that part of my career.
Yeah, talk to.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
When you went to PSG, you played with some great players there, but they wanted to keep you, but you went back to Barcelona. Can you just tell us what it was like to play with the standard players you played there, and why you didn't stay in France?
Well, unbelievable. Ronaldinho, Anelka, Okocha, Pochettino, Gavi Heinze, all unbelievable players. I wanted to stay there, but I was in that moment owned by Barcelona, and they didn't find an agreement, and then I had to do something else. But I was so happy there, and I wanted to stay there, but at the end I have to do something else. This is football.
Absolutely. And then you came to England. Did you ever get close to going back there as a player?
No. Once I was here, then my career started to develop here, and it's been a few years since then.
And how important finally is it being this season to show you can win games like on Saturday in the last minute in injury time, or other games where you put them to bed much earlier? How good this season, the different ways you won games?
Well, it shapes, I think, the character and the body of the team, you know, that they have the certainty that they can win in any contest, that they can adapt to very different contexts during matches. The Champions League demands that you can pretend to play against this kind of opposition and dominate 95 minutes. It does not happen at this level, so you have to be really good in other phases as well, to stay in the game, to be comfortable there, and still have always a belief and intention to win it.
Josh?
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
Last season at home in the group stage, it was 3 wins, 12 goals, none conceded. What is it about Champions League nights at the Emirates that's so special?
Well, everybody's looking forward to it. We missed it for a number of years, and last year it was the first one after so many years that we had the experience to do it. The group stage is a bit different this season. The opposition we're going to face tomorrow is probably at the highest level that you can find in European football. But honestly, it's a great opportunity for us to see how we deal with that night, how prepared we are, and how we can impose ourselves in this kind of context.
Simon?
Mikel, can I just ask you what your memories of Luis Enrique were when you were at Barcelona, and did you sort of see then that?
A smile on my face. Huge admirer of him. An unbelievable personality, huge charisma, huge energy, very supportive with the young players, always. And what I love about him is that whatever he's been as a player or as a manager, his fingerprints are all over the place. You can sense that that's his team. You can see now PSG, that's his team. The way the players behave, the way they want to attack, they want to dominate games, the spirit, the energy that they have. He has this unbelievable power. He's done it in all the clubs that he's been. He did it with Spain, with the national team. And then his approach to life and his profession, something to really look at, and I learned a lot of things of him.
I mean, how much did he influence you, particularly in the way his management teams, like that Barcelona side he had with Messi, Suarez, Neymar? If you looked at that and see an admiration of some of this?
One word is honesty. It's like this, straightforward. He looks in your eyes, he tells you what he thinks. And I think at the end, players appreciate that. You might like it more or less depending on how it happens, by the way everybody talks. And I have 2-3 players here, they've been with him in the national team. They always say the same thing. And they all enjoy playing under him, and when somebody can make you feel like that in your profession, that's a big quality to have.
I was just going to ask about Jurriën and Ricardo, because started the last 2 league games as your fullbacks, and I guess have they brought something to those positions that you didn't really have last year, even with Jurriën when he was injured, that you probably wanted a little bit earlier?
Yes, obviously we missed Jurriën 11 months, and Enrique wasn't here. There are 2 players that have, first of all, the football brain, the intelligence, the courage, the quality, and the adaptability to you occupy different spaces, both attacking and defending, and that gives the team, a different flow, different dynamic, very unpredictable for the opponent to defend certain ways, and both huge personality to play, which I love.
On that unpredictability, is it the fact that all your fullback options have their own little qualities that are different to each other that makes it so good for you as a coach to pick and choose when you use one or the other?
Yes, they have to have one in common, that they have to love defending first, because they are defenders, and after that the quality that we add is great. But as well, playing fullbacks, natural foot, especially when we play inverted attacking midfielders and wingers many times, for the flow of those units is incredibly important, and you could see that the weekend as well.
Okay.
You spoke a bit about Jurriën as a player and what he's like on the pitch. I'm just interested to get a sense of his character off the pitch and what he's like sort of around the training ground, what he's like in the dressing room.
A leader, a guy that is constantly thinking how can I help others, bringing unbelievable energy and commitment to everything that he does in the very little time that he's been with us, and especially with the amount of time he has spent on the pitch, for everybody to speak so highly of him, to respect him and look at him in the way that they do. It tells you the story of the kind of personality we have in that team.
And obviously when he was out last year, he worked really hard to keep him close to the team. Can you just talk me through that process of keeping him near and keeping him involved, and why you thought that was so important?
Well, just getting in his shoes, He comes from Ajax, he was the captain there, big move, different country. He comes here with his expectations, it starts really well, and he gets injured on the first game. And then what? You have to look ahead, 8, 9, 10, 12 months maybe, difficult periods. And if you are disconnected to the team, you can feel very lonely and far from the expectation that you had. And this can be very disappointing and very difficult to handle personally and emotionally. And he did completely the opposite. He started to build unbelievable relationships. He started with physios, with the teammates. He started to gather all the information about how we were playing. He was in every meeting, and that really helped him, I think, to develop himself as a person, but as well to understand what we wanted in a much better way and be prepared when he was back.
Phil?
Hi.
How highly do you rate PSG, and what sort of message do you think it would send out tomorrow night if Arsenal can beat them at the Emirates?
Well, really tough. They are exceptional, an exceptional team. They dominate every phase of play. A team that it's very clear intention how they want to dominate the ball, the game through the ball, and when they don't have it, they want it straight back. They are really aggressive with it, and they confront you. That's Luis. Everywhere he plays against any opponent in any context, that's the way they do it, and that's the biggest strength that they have.
Okay, we've got a couple more in English and we've got a couple in Spanish and then French at the back. So, Gamal?
How much tomorrow game is very important? Arsenal is 1 point, PSG is 3 points. If Arsenal win, we avoid to play another 2 games. How much tomorrow is very important for you and for the players? And the second one. Now, both of you, the coach with Enrique, how do you feeling about you are one of the coach, one of the most successful one in the world, and he is as well. It is making a difference for tomorrow game.
Well, the first question, yeah, of course, we want to win the game, and we know after the draw in Atalanta, with the number of games that we have still, is going to be really important. Nothing is going to be decided, obviously, tomorrow. And regarding Luis and I, yeah, we both want to do the best for our clubs. Obviously, he's won, I think, every competition you can imagine already in his career. He has transformed now a club that has a very clear identity under him. And that's a big achievement, the way he's done it personally. So, yeah, a very good test for all of us.
Okay, Davide?
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Going back to Calafiori, despite Independence League is going to play around, what have you seen from him so far that has allowed him to, play so well?
How willing he is. The moment I spoke with him on the phone the first time, he wanted to come here. He understood what we wanted straight away, and he felt that he was going to be a perfect fit here. And he was. He landed, big smile on his face. He's got this energy, this aura around him that is very likable. And then he's a fighter. He's a player that wants to play in the way that we want to play, and he would do anything for the team. So straight away, when you have those qualities, I think a lot of things have to be wrong not to succeed.
When Express City came straight to you and hugged you, is there a particular relationship between you two?
Like with all the players, we try to give them the best possible environment for them, for the families to feel in the best way. I think he appreciates the efforts that the club and every member of the staff has done since his arrival to make his life the best possible way, and I think he's enjoying it.
Okay, from French TV, from Arthur, the back there.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
We have just learned that Ousmane Dembele is not in the PSG squad. It's disciplinary issues. Does it change something for you?
Yeah, we just got the news before. I don't know if it's true or not. We're going to prepare like we always do with every possibility, and let's see. But obviously they have many other options.
You have a very strong group on free kicks. Do you think that's a really good advantage for you tomorrow in this game?
I think every team has his own strengths and weaknesses, and tomorrow we will try to exploit ours for sure.
Okay, we'll finish the live session with 2 in Spanish. Rodrigo?
Hola Mikel, aquí
Hola.
me gustaría preguntarte en español tu relación especial que tienes con el PSG, que tan importante va a ser el partido de mañana, un club donde empezaste tu carrera como profesional con Ronaldinho, con Heinze, con Pochettino, especial partido para ti mañana, ¿no?
Muy especial. Primero por lo que siento por ese club, por el agradecimiento eterno que me dio la oportunidad de jugar por primera vez a nivel profesional, y lo que disfruté de la experiencia, del club, de la ciudad, de los compañeros, del entrenador que tuve, y volver a enfrentarme a ellos es obviamente para mí algo muy especial.
Y Luis Enrique, también otro entrenador español muy exitoso, especial partido de enfrentar a él mañana.
Muy especial y un reto grande para mí, uno de los mejores entrenadores del mundo, y alguien al que admiro muchísimo y respeto muchísimo por la forma de ser y la forma en la que trabaja.
Gracias.
Thank you. In Spanish.
Sí, aquí para PSG Sports Brasil. Quería te preguntar sobre Gabriel Magalhães, si puede ser una arma ofensiva importante, especialmente si tenemos un partido que está muy cerrado, y ser como no una sorpresa, pero un ataque también.
Sí, la verdad que Gavi ha evolucionado de una manera. En la parte defensiva es un arma por la solidez que nos dé, y en ataque porque cada vez que pisa el área se siente el peligro y la amenaza y la confianza que tiene el equipo en él.
¿Y qué te parece el otro Gabriel Jesús? ¿Podemos volver titular o cómo está evolucionando esta temporada?
También bien, empezó muy bien la pretemporada, tuvo una lesión que lo apartó y le paró un poco el ritmo y ahora ha vuelto, ha jugado 2 partidos de titular ya con Atalanta y Bolton, ya ha entrado en otros 2-3 partidos y eso, que coja su máximo nivel y será un jugador muy importante para nosotros.
Okay, guys, that finishes the live section. We'll go to 10:30 tonight now.